The mansion holds its breath. Under the blaze of the crystal chandelier, Clarissa Monroe, draped in a blood-red gown that costs more than most servants earn in a year, circles the new maid like a predator who has cornered wounded prey. The other staff members line the marble staircase, their faces masks of practiced invisibility. They've seen this ritual before: the selection, the humiliation, the breaking. Clarissa's silk-gloved hand reaches out, not to strike. She's far too refined for that, but to grip Mia's chin, forcing the maid's face upward into the chandelier's unforgiving light. "Look at me when I'm speaking to you." Clarissa's voice drips honey and venom. "Or did they not teach you manners in whatever gutter you crawled from?" The entire foyer waits for the inevitable. Tears, trembling, a whispered apology. Instead, Mia's hand rises, smooth, unhurried, deliberate, and removes Clarissa's grip with the precision of someone peeling off a soiled glove. The movement is so controlled, so utterly devoid of fear, that it seems to stop time itself. "Forgive me, Miss Monroe," Mia says, her voice carrying across the frozen room with diamond-cut clarity, "but I prefer not to be touched." Near the second-floor balcony, Dominic Sterling stands with a champagne glass halfway to his lips, watching the woman he plans to marry reveal something he's never seen before. Around him, servants exchange glances that could ignite revolutions. This is the moment the hierarchy of Sterling Mansion begins to crumble, not with a slap, but with a refusal. Before we continue, welcome to Brittany Stories. This is the home of powerful, emotional, and unforgettable stories, filled with drama, secrets, unexpected twists, and life-changing moments. Each story is crafted to entertain, inspire, and keep you thinking long after the video ends. If you love shocking reveals, hidden identities, billionaire secrets, and stories that touch the heart, you're in the right place. Like our videos if they move you, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new story. Dominic Sterling built his empire on pattern recognition, the ability to see what others missed, to predict market shifts before they rippled through Wall Street. His penthouse office overlooked a city that bent to his vision, glass towers reflecting his success like a hall of mirrors. Yet the most dangerous pattern unfolded directly beneath his nose, invisible. Clarissa Monroe moved through his world with the grace of a swan and the hunger of a shark. She attended his charity galas, smiled for society pages, and whispered encouragement during late-night strategy sessions. What Dominic saw was a partner who understood his world. What he missed were the carefully timed absences, the phone calls she took in empty corridors, the way her eyes went cold the moment he looked away. 3 blocks from Sterling Tower, in a private restaurant where reservations required more than money, Clarissa sat across from Victor Hargrove. The rival CEO's smile was all teeth as he slid a folder across the table. "The engagement party is when?" Victor asked. 2 weeks. Clarissa's red nails drummed the folder. "He trusts me completely." "Then we have everything we need," Victor said, raising his glass. "To blind spots." James Holloway had driven for powerful people long enough to recognize when someone didn't belong. He watched the new maid through the rearview mirror as he returned from the airport, noting the way she held herself, spine too straight, movements too economical, eyes that assessed rather than observed. It was the hands that gave her away. Mia was polishing silver in the service hallway when James appeared in the doorway, his weathered face unreadable. "Miss Kingsley," he said quietly, and the silver spoon clattered against the tray. The silence stretched like a wire ready to snap. Mia's mind calculated exits, explanations, the cascade of consequences if her cover shattered now. "I drove your father to his last meeting with Richard Sterling," James continued, his voice barely above a whisper. 20 years I worked for the Sterling family. I know what loyalty looks like." He glanced toward the main house where Clarissa's laughter echoed through the halls. "And I know what betrayal smells like." Mia slowly straightened, meeting his eyes with the full weight of her real identity. "Then you know why I'm here. I know you're risking everything." James adjusted his cap. "The question is, does he deserve it?" "His father did," Mia said. "That's enough." Clarissa's smile was all venom when she summoned Mia to the morning room. "The engagement party needs a personal touch," she purred, spreading fabric swatches across the table like tarot cards predicting doom. "And I've decided you'll coordinate with the staff. Consider it an opportunity to prove your worth." Mia understood immediately. This wasn't delegation, it was a trap being set in broad daylight. For 3 days, Mia managed caterers, florists, and musicians while Clarissa watched with the patience of a spider. The other servants whispered warnings, but Mia had no choice except to play her role perfectly, knowing every moment in Clarissa's proximity was a calculated risk. On the evening before the party, Mia returned to her small room in the servants' quarters to find her belongings subtly disturbed. Nothing obvious, a drawer not quite closed, a book turned at a different angle. She searched quickly, efficiently, and found it tucked beneath her mattress, a diamond bracelet that belonged to Clarissa's collection, still warm from recently being placed. Mia stared at the glittering trap, understanding the plan with crystal clarity. Tomorrow, in front of Dominic's most important guests, Clarissa would discover her stolen jewelry and destroy the maid who dared defy her. The game had just become lethal. Mia found him on the terrace at midnight, the city sprawling below like a circuit board of light and shadow. She'd come to inventory the champagne, not expecting to find Dominic Sterling alone, tie loosened, staring at nothing. "Sorry, sir. I didn't know anyone was." "Stay." His voice carried an exhaustion she recognized. "Unless I'm keeping you from something." She should have left. Every instinct trained into Amelia Kingsley screamed to maintain distance, preserve the cover. But something in his posture, the weight of an empire on shoulders that suddenly seemed human, kept her frozen. "Do you ever feel like you're watching your life from the outside?" Dominic asked, not looking at her. "Like you're playing a role someone else wrote?" The irony almost made her laugh. "Every day, sir." He turned then, really seeing her for the first time. Not the uniform or the deference, but the intelligence burning behind careful eyes. "You're different from the others." "I'm just a maid." "No." He stepped closer, and Mia's pulse betrayed her. "You're something else entirely." For one dangerous heartbeat, Amelia wanted to tell him everything, to drop the mask and stand before him as an equal. Instead, she curtsied and fled into the safety of shadows. Victor Hargrove arrived like a diplomat bearing gifts and concealing knives. Dominic greeted him in the study with cautious courtesy. Competitors could be collaborators when the deal was right. Clarissa orchestrated the meeting with practiced precision, playing the gracious hostess while her eyes gleamed with secrets. Mia served coffee with invisible hands, a ghost in servant's clothing whom powerful people never truly saw. She poured, retreated to the corner, and became part of the furniture as they spoke of market trends and merger possibilities. "The gala tomorrow night," Victor said, swirling his cup. "You'll announce the engagement officially?" "With 400 witnesses," Dominic confirmed. "Clarissa insists on the spectacle." "Spectacle is exactly what we need," Clarissa murmured, her hand on Dominic's shoulder possessive as a brand. Mia's pulse thundered in her ears. Later, stationed outside the study door during a supposed private moment, Mia heard Victor's voice drop to conspiracy. "The documents are ready. Once he signs the merger agreement tomorrow night, Sterling Industries transfers controlling shares within 72 hours. And he suspects nothing?" Clarissa's laugh was ice-cracking. "He's a genius who thinks love makes him wise," Victor replied. "Tomorrow, we take everything." Mia's hands trembled as she gripped her tray. Tomorrow was too soon. The gala blazed with old money and new power, champagne flowing beneath chandeliers that cost more than small nations. Dominic stood at the center of his universe, Clarissa radiant at his side in diamonds that caught light like shattered stars. 400 guests witnessed perfection. Then Clarissa's scream shattered the illusion. "My bracelet!" She clutched her wrist, face twisted in theatrical anguish. "Someone has stolen my bracelet!" Her eyes swept the room with predatory precision before landing on Mia, serving champagne near the terrace doors. "You, the new maid. Come here." Every conversation died. Mia walked forward through a corridor of judgment, feeling the weight of designer gowns and suspicious glares. "Empty your pockets," Clarissa demanded, voice trembling with false emotion. Security moved forward, but before they could touch her, James Holloway stepped from the crowd, his driver's uniform immaculate. "Miss Monroe," his voice carried authority that silenced whispers, "perhaps you should check your other jewelry box. The one in the East Wing guest room." Clarissa's face went alabaster. "How dare you?" "The one," James continued, meeting Dominic's confused gaze, "where you've been keeping items that don't belong to you, including correspondence with Victor Hargrove." The mansion held its breath again. Claude is AI and can make mistakes. Please double-check responses. The police escorted Clarissa through the mansion she tried to claim, her red gown now a costume stripped of power. Victor Hargrove's lawyers were already circling, but the evidence Amelia provided, bank transfers, encrypted emails, recorded conversations, built a cage with no exit. The guests had scattered like startled birds, their gossip already rewriting history. Dominic found her on the terrace where they'd first truly spoken, though now she wore a gown worth more than the GDP of small countries. Midnight blue silk that transformed the maid into the queen she'd always been. Amelia Kingsley. He said her real name like he was tasting something rare. You let me believe you were powerless. I needed you to see Clarissa clearly, she replied, turning to face him. Without my shadow clouding your judgment. You saved everything my father built. His voice carried wonder and something deeper, respect earned in the trenches of deception. Our fathers built it together, Amelia corrected, stepping closer. I was just honoring that partnership. Below them, the city glittered with infinite possibility. Two empires, no longer rivals. Two people, no longer strangers. So what now? Dominic asked. Amelia smiled. Now we build something neither of them could have imagined. Together. Thank you for watching Brittany Stories. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more powerful stories you won't forget. And please leave a comment, I would love to hear from you.